Good morning. It is great to have you with us here at Unity of Walnut Creek. You are automatically a part of our spiritual family. We're so grateful that your consciousness is joining with ours as we create a moment where we can touch more easily the beautiful presence and power of the divine in each of us. We're going to touch that deep and in a most meaningful way today. We have beautiful music. So thank you for being a part of our journey.
Join us in singing in this very room. Our youngest. In this very room, there's quite enough love for one like me. And in this very room, there's quite enough joy for one like me. And there's quite enough hope and quite enough power to chase away any gloom. For Spirit, loving Spirit, is in this very room. In this very room, there's quite enough love for all of us. And in this very room, there's quite enough joy for all of us. And there's quite enough hope and quite enough power to chase away any gloom. For Spirit, gentle Spirit, is in this very room. In this very room, there's quite enough love for all the world. And in this very room, there's quite enough joy for all the world. And there's quite enough hope and quite enough power to chase away any gloom. For Spirit, Holy Spirit, is in this very room.
Good morning. I'm still touched by that song ever since this morning because there is so much love in this room, in this ministry. There is so much love, and I feel it deeply within my being. My name is Sheila Gautreaux, and I am just your delighted assistant minister here at Unity of Walnut Creek. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is my pleasure to welcome you to our service. I invite you, if you're willing, to join me, turn to the cameras, and give a wonderful hello to our friends online. Hello. Thank you so much for choosing to be with us this morning. We are happy to have you with us, and we want you to realize your presence adds richly to our experience right here in this service. If this is your first time at Unity, want to extend you a very special welcome. All right, all right, all right. And we invite you to join us on this positive path for spiritual living, where we promise to support you in that great discovery of not the God of the universe, but the God of your being, individualized and expressing in, through, and as your own divinity. We offer you some practical tools to assure a life of joy, peace, love, wholeness, and abundance. What we're most excited about is something that is at the foundation of who we are, and that is the power of positive, affirmative prayer. And so that you can have the experience of this, we invite you to join us in our opening prayer statement. Shall we say it together? There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, the all-loving goodness of God. And just take that in. Breathe into it. Let it fill your heart. Let it permeate every cell of your body. And again, there is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, the all-loving goodness of God. And take that in even more deeply. Just filling yourself up with that truth. And allow it to extend outward, touching those next to you and around you. And once more, there is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, the all-loving goodness of God. And take it even deeper. And as you breathe into it, allow it to extend even further out into our communities, our cities, our towns, our states, our country, and out into our world, touching every heart that beats. And we acknowledge this truth and celebrate that it is so. And together we say, Amen. We want to thank you for your agreement to hold with us our spiritual focus this past week. And we hope that you had a wonderful love soak. This week, our spiritual focus is gratitude. I am grateful. Would you say that with me? I am grateful. And Reverend David will expand that for you and provide you with some tools for the week. Right, Reverend David? Good. Our spiritual journey today is being led by our song leaders, Don, Natasha, Danae, and Little Rose. Our guest artist today is Carol Manson. And she will be backed up by none other than Fusion. So please join our song leaders and Fusion as we sing, I am free, I am unlimited.
No chains that bind us. I am free, I am unlimited. There are no chains that bind me. I am free, I am unlimited. Right now, right now. I am free, I am unlimited. There are no chains that bind me. I am free, I am unlimited. Right now, right now. You are free, you are unlimited. There are no chains that bind you. You are free, you are unlimited. Right now, right now. You are free, you are unlimited. There are no chains that bind you. You are free, you are unlimited. Right now, right now. We are free, we are unlimited. There are no chains that bind us. We are free, we are unlimited. Right now, right now. We are free, unlimited. There are no chains that bind us. We are free, we are unlimited. Right now, right now.
Okay, we'll try this again. We're getting there. All right. First of all, I want to thank little Rose for sharing her mommy with us. Yes. Oh, into that freedom. It's within you. It's within your heart. Let's take that journey there in our time of prayer and meditation together. So take that deep breath through your heart. Just breathe in the awareness of this beautiful divine love that enfolds us and moves in and through us and as us. And let the music be part of that invitation to the very center of your heart. And so we breathe that breath of God. For God is that breath that we breathe and that which breathes us. God is the flow of life in and through our bodies. God is that illumination within mind and heart. God is the vibrant, powerful, transforming love that flows in and through us. And we are so grateful, for we find that presence everywhere. We find it in the amazing color, design within the flower. We find it in the strength and power of the redwood tree. We find it in the sound of the waves as they strike the shore. And we find it in the peace at the center of our own hearts. We're so grateful for your presence everywhere, blessing us, healing us, lifting us. We're so grateful for the love that you are as the hands of friends that reach out and take our hand. We're so grateful that we can be that love when we reach out to another. We're so grateful. Grateful for the smiles that encourage us. Grateful for the laughter that frees us. Grateful for the quiet, where we rest, touching at depth our true being. Grateful to turn within and spend this moment in silence together in the company of these magnificent spiritual beings of love and light gathered here. And so we enter into that place of silence, that place where we rest at simply one with the one, following that instruction from the Master. Peace, be still. Peace, be still. Peace, be. We are so grateful. Beloved presence, we are grateful to awaken, to know that this love that flows through us is our experience of your presence and power. We're so grateful to know that we can send this love forth to touch and heal to bless and uplift, to guide and prosper. And so we focus upon this presence that you are as the love in our hearts. And we radiate it. We send it, first of all, to our own bodies for our healing and well-being. We send it to our minds and hearts for wisdom and understanding. We radiate it from our hearts, sending it to everyone who is dear, enfolding each one, blessing, healing, uplifting, guiding. With grateful hearts, we send this love across this spiritual community to bless, prosper, guide, heal each one and everyone in their world. We embrace every prayer request brought here and know with each you are enfolded in divine love and lifted to that which is the highest. And this love flows from our hearts across the communities in which we live, across our nation, healing its fears and bringing forth its wisdom and compassion. We radiate this love. We send it across all nations, calling forth the peace in every heart. We send this love to all who join us in prayer, whether in mosque or synagogue, temple or church, whether at home or on the hillside. In seeking to know you, we are all one. Beloved presence, we radiate this love through our hearts. We send it to this beautiful earth to enfold her and bring balance and harmony to all her systems. We send blessing to her creatures. And we send this love streaming from our hearts about the earth to touch the heart of every single person in the earth. For you are the love in every heart. And in this love we are one. Divine love flows through my heart, enfolding and blessing the world. Please join me. Divine love flows through my heart, enfolding and blessing the world. And again, divine love flows through my heart, enfolding and blessing the world. Feel its blessing flow through each of us. And again, divine love flows through my heart, enfolding and blessing the world. It is so.
Breathe in me, breath of God.
And we do so in peace, in love and in joy. Amen.
There was a boy a very strange, enchanted boy. They say he wandered very far, very far, over land and sea. A little shy and but very wise was he. But then one day, one magic day, he passed my way. And as we spoke of many things, fools and kings, this he said to me. The greatest thing you'll ever learn is just to love and be loved in return. The greatest thing you'll ever learn is just to love and be loved in return, in return, in return, in Fusion.
Touched. Thank you, Carolyn and Fusion and Reverend David and Reverend Sheila. It's working. It's working. My name is Veronica Wolf, and it is truly my pleasure to welcome you to Unity and to highlight some of the upcoming activities. We'd like you to join our heart ministers on Good Friday evening at 7 p.m. as they guide you on a metaphysical journey with beautiful music to touch your heart and open the way for our Sunday Easter service. For viewers at home, we will be live streaming. Yay. There will also be a prayer vigil that day from noon until 6 p.m., so feel free to stop by. Our Easter celebration is always special. Enjoy the magnificence of our choir, the power of inspired truth, the magical beauty of our musicians and soloists, and the delight of our children's choir as the celebration of life and goodness fills our sanctuary. You can find out about these and other activities in our bulletin and on our website. And now I invite you in the sanctuary to turn to your neighbor and greet one another, and then you'll hear the gong.
Get gone.
God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need.
Why should I feel discouraged? Why should the shadows come? Why should my heart feel lonely and long for heaven and home? When Jesus is my portion, constant friend is He. God's eyes on the sparrow, and I know God watches over me. God's eyes on the sparrow, and I know God watches me. I sing because I'm happy. I sing because I'm free. God's eyes on, the sparrow, and I know God watches over me. I know God watches. I know God watches. Oh, oh, oh,
You got that? She's watching you. Okay. Oh, what a amazing experience we get to have. Imagine what it was like when you said, okay, I'm going to enter into that three-dimensional body and journey through the experience of humanness. And that magnificent soul said, oh, yeah, I'm going to go down there and play in that. And think of all the things we've gotten to touch that as we touch them, we really were experiencing that pure divine presence, its goodness, its beauty, that because we don't have a good word, we keep calling God. That, that there's a meadow outside of where we live, and we take off and head into that meadow, start to walk through it, and there's these oak trees in that meadow. And sometimes I just have to stop and go, wow. I'm not sure what you are, but wow. And Catherine and I used to live in the redwoods. We would come home and there'd be this house that looked like this little tiny cottage under these huge beings that were walking over it. And just that amazing life, beauty, presence that we get to touch in nature in so many ways. I've loved the spring blossoms. Can you imagine making so many of something so beautiful? Wow, just because. Can't you touch that presence in there and that beauty? And then we get the exquisite experiences of the little roses in our lives. And now in our house, we've got a 3-year-old. That means that we are constantly rediscovering life. It's just this magical thing that happens with squeals and delight, and then exploring it and having to touch it and play with it a little bit more. It's just in that life itself that flows through her is just so beautiful. And every time we touch that goodness, it's there, don't we? And then that other beautiful goodness as you go careening into life to experience it and find that sometimes 3-year-olds trip along the way, and there's that hug that lifts her and holds her and, suddenly brings all that into balance and secure all over again. Wow, what a beautiful thing. That's this divine world that we are in. When we do this prayer that we begin our services with, there's only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, the all-loving goodness of God. When we're touching these things, there's a part of you that knows that's true, doesn't it? Yeah, you know it's true. And then it's really easy to go, God is good all the time. God is good and all the time. Because you're in touch with that goodness. It's real. It's powerful. It's there. And there's a part of us that carries something else. There's a part of us that each one of us has experienced as pain in life. Okay, we have been hurt by sometimes the hands or the words of others. Sometimes deep. We have experienced perceptions of ourselves that have said we're not okay, that we aren't enough. We have experienced loss that has seemed to tear our hearts as those that we had brought in and included in our life have been taken from us. Some through the experience of death and some through the death of dreams. And it hurts. Okay, and then there's not only that pain that we carry, but the truth is, there's probably the more difficult one. That time when it was our words and our actions that brought pain to another. We carry that pain too. The times when who we really are didn't show up. Difficult. And when we say there's one power and one presence, that all-loving goodness of God, and we're in touch with this part of ourselves, it says, I doubt it. Okay, because that's not what it's experienced. It's something different. It didn't experience that goodness. It experienced hurt and loss and violation. And so we live in two worlds, don't we? And part of our challenge is, which world do we live in? Now, when we're at that place where we can touch and see the beauty, we know that presence, that goodness. But when we're in that other one, God isn't good all the time. Doesn't feel true. And the truth is, we don't say it because at that point we believe it true. We say it because it's a way we can take and move our attention away from this which is too difficult, too draining, too hurtful for us to live in. And we have to start heading in a different direction. One of the things that has meant most to me in my life has been not just the experience of the beauty of life, which is so profound, but to also see this other part of life and find out if that goodness was there. When I first entered the experience of deep pain, I had already run into this idea that there's only one. There's this divine presence, and it's all love, and it is all goodness. And my experience said, no, that is not true. What is here is pain and loss. But because I wanted it to be true, I asked to know. Now, one of the tools we're working with today is asking. It's one of those tools that should have a caution sign on it. Okay? Because what happens when you ask is you're going to be given the answer, but it usually, as men in my life, it has to change me enough to be able to receive the answer. So use with caution, but there is nothing hid anymore. You want to know, it's there. And so I asked, and I did want to know. And as a result of that, I ended up seeing a series of experiences through my life. They were experiences when that pain that I carried was so immersed in love that it healed. And in that experience, there was the presence of a God of infinite love right there. Now, it took me a while to understand that. And as I learned it, as I went through experience after experience of this happening, the pain being there, and this amazing power of love being there to heal me, so that I could know the goodness, I could know that presence, I could know that beauty, even in the midst of that experience. And I will say, it took a while. And even as it was happening, I wasn't capable of understanding it. It was only after being shown again and again and again that there was present a love that could heal and free me from that pain, so that what I experienced was only the goodness of God. I came to know that in such a way that it resulted in my supporting many other people in finding that in their pain. And I had the honor of sitting with them as they brought their pain forward and experienced that love and healed. And I got to sit there and watch them heal. Now, I'm grateful that I never asked their permission to tell their stories, because the truth is, most of them were so painful, I didn't believe it could happen. I did not believe that anything could wipe away the violation that we extend to ourselves as human beings so deeply. But it did. Again and again and again. And I looked at how challenging it was to do that. Wow, that it could happen was absolutely amazing. And it wasn't simple, and it took a long time. And it demanded everything I had and everything they had. And I thought, God, you are really inefficient. Because there has to be a better way. We're all carrying this stuff. And I seriously gave up the idea that we've got to just incarnate forever to work it all off, because as near as I can figure, I collect more than I get rid of. Okay, so it's just not a workable system for me, okay? And so I did that asking thing again, okay? I said, I want to know. And again, you got to be careful when you ask. It tends to move you around, makes things change. So I ended up being moved around, and that's when I connected with the Institute of Heart Math. And I saw their their work with a heart and their work with love. And I realized, wow, in small ways they were doing very focused and very skillfully what I'd been doing for myself and supporting others in for these deep hurts. But it was kind of more superficial, but it was helpful. It was working. It was a beautiful, powerful step in that direction. And then Doc Childry, HeartMath's founder, shared with me a set of steps that I realized went into the depth of the healing. That they accomplished what had been so meaningful and so powerful to me. Only you could actually do them. That there was what I've come to think of as a cascade of heart feelings and energies that one moved through as I moved deeper and deeper into the heart, deeper and deeper into this power of love, deeper and deeper into embracing these places of pain within us and bringing them together so that we healed. Now those steps over many years has evolved into what HeartMath calls as its tool, Cut Through. And it's those steps that I've been sharing with you over the past weeks. Now, I look at them as kind of a single flow to a point of wholeness. The truth is, each step is a powerful spiritual tool in its own right. But it's that it brings us to the experience that we talked about last Sunday. The experience of really soaking that pain in the love that is within us. Soaking in that love is what brings that healing. So let me just acknowledge them once again as we look at this journey. Now, I got to admit, when I do it, okay, I take an hour. We don't have that long. That's a threat. It's okay. When I've shared and taught the cut-through steps, like I did last Sunday in the workshop, we've taken about a half an hour to go through them, okay, so that we could learn how to do that. And then over these Sundays, we've been, just kind of hitting each one at about 20 minutes to focus in and understand what's there in the spiritual power within it. And it begins with that first step where it must, embracing those feelings, embracing that pain, saying yes and taking a hold of it. What love it is to look at that part of us that is so hurt and say, yes, you are there. And then the next step to turn on the power of your spiritual being through your heart. To breathe love. Because love is what turns on that spiritual power. Love is what opens us to this flow where we are one with this infinite power and transformative energy within the universe. Breathing love. Breathing love. Breathing love. That's what turns it on every time. Breathing love. And we can do that. You know how to get to that feeling of love even when you're so far into anger and projection that you really think it's their fault. Doesn't matter. Breathe love. Breathing love. Breathing love. Then, once we have entered that powerful spiritual place, the beautiful spiritual understanding we step into, where that eagle view of what is there, that tremendous wisdom that within you brings that clarity. It's the descent of light into darkness. It is illumination of that which is unfolding. And from there we go deeper into the love. We pull those feelings into the heart and hold them in the heart in neutral. Not finding them good or bad, right or wrong, not needing to suppress them nor empower them, holding them in that neutral so that that beautiful spiritual energy that we each are can flow through that place. Touch at depth what we are holding. And then soaking in the love. Now, in that entry, it's usually through the feeling of compassion. Compassion for ourselves. Because you know how much it hurts. You know the pain. And you can have that compassion. As you move into that compassion, the power of love opens up and soaks that pain at depth. And there's an amazing thing that happens. That self that has been in its pain for so long begins to experience peace. And it heals. Now, sometimes it's the first time you do it, and it may be the 10th time you do it. But returning again and again and again to bring that power there to heal us at depth. And then, as we find the peace, there's a new place that is opened. Now, the step is to ask. To ask for whatever the wisdom and guidance is there. And when I do that very often, what I get when I ask is absolutely nothing. You know, there's not a whole lot that you need to be instructed on about peace. When you're there, you're there. And that's beautiful. And this isn't a guidance technique. This is a healing focus. But sometimes when I go there and I ask, what happens is Spirit begins to show me how to make the changes, how to understand how this is moving through my life, and how to let it in even to greater depth. And so sometimes there's a response there. But then to complete it, to let it move deep in itself and anchor within us, we use the power of appreciation. That's what lets us say, yes, this is now my reality. I am whole. I am no longer the instrument of pain. I am the instrument of love. Let it move in at depth. I am grateful. I am grateful. I am grateful. Join me. I am grateful. I am grateful. I am... Again. I am grateful. I am grateful. I am grateful. Receiving it with that open-hearted gratitude and appreciation lets us move deep, deep into our consciousness. I was so touched by and have just had this image that I shared with you last Sunday again and again going through my awareness because I felt like I was looking at the experience of a great teacher. It's the experience I shared with you of the whale that was, the humpback whale that was caught in the, it was crab traps and nets that had the heavy weights on them, and the whale was completely wrapped up, close to drowning because it could hardly get up to the surface to breathe and could not move about. And how when the whale was found and the people came out to work with it, the only way to get it free was for the divers to go in and be there next to this huge being in its struggle to survive. Come in with their knives and cut it free. And even when I think of that, I think of how many images have already been in my mind of humankind with whales and their knives. And I have no doubt that's in that collective consciousness as well. But out of their love, these people went up to the whale. And they took their knives and over hours cut it free. And how it so patiently allowed them to work on it. Remember the one guy, the rope went through the whale's mouth and he's cutting it there from the mouth while looking the whale in the eye. And how that freedom, when it was there, the whale moves off and then does its circles around the divers just to be free. But then in the end, it came back to each diver and went up and touched it. I am grateful. I am grateful. I am grateful. It understood what had taken place. It understood what had been given. And its response was deep gratitude. And then it went away free. That's where we're going. We're going away free. Acknowledging the deep, deep, deep gratitude on our hearts for this love, this power that brings us whole, which I don't begin to understand. But I know it's there. And I know it's real. And I am grateful. Join me. I am grateful. I am grateful. I am grateful. Whatever it is, there is a power and a presence in you that is pure, radiant love. It is wholeness. And it brings forth its wholeness within us. And for that, in my life and in yours, I am grateful.
Our heart ministers are available today after the service to offer prayer support for challenges or celebrations. You can see them around the sanctuary or outside on the patio. And our heart ministers are wearing lavender stoles. Your prayer requests can be sent in at any time, and we will be praying with you. From the website, they could be sent in. I ask everyone to take out this card. If you're in the sanctuary, there's a connection card in front of you. If you go ahead and take that out, I invite you to just take a moment and fill it out. If you have a prayer request, a question, or a comment, if you're new to Unity, please go ahead and fill it out, and then stop by the welcome table on the patio, and we look forward to meeting you. And thank you for checking the box if you are joining us in our weekly spiritual focus. Our spiritual focus this week, all together, I am grateful. Thank you. And the ushers will receive your card when they receive the offering at the end of the music. Now it's time for our prosperity celebration. For credit card donations, there are envelopes provided on the back of each chair. Or for those of you at home, just click the donate button on the Watch Live page. One of the great teachings of truth is the awareness that God is the source of all of our good. Every blessing that fills our lives is the expression of a goodness and love of the divine. As we focus upon God as the source of all good, we open to receive ever-expanding abundance. So I invite you now to take your tithe or your love offering in your hand and be aware that God is the good and our source, and repeat the affirmation with me together. divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And I am grateful.
Okay, y'all ready now? Y'all ready now? Now that I know what you're capable of, we're gonna get started on this joy that I have. The world can't take it from me, so let me go over it a little bit. I'll need your help, okay? Y'all ready? All right. We're gonna say this joy that I have, the world can't take it from me. And we're gonna go into peace and love, okay? So I'm gonna sing it for you once, and then you're on your own after that. Oh yeah, this joy that I have, the world can't take it from me. Oh, this joy that I have, the world can't take it from me. This joy that I have, the world can't take it from me. Oh, the world can't take it, the world can't take it from me. Oh, y'all, this joy that I have, the world can't take it from me. Oh, this joy that I have, the world can't take it from me. This joy that I have, the world can't take it from me. Oh, the world can't take it, the world can't take it from me. Oh yeah, this peace that I have, the world can't take it from me. Oh, this peace that I have, the world can't take it from me. This peace that I have, the world can't take it from me. Oh, the world can't take it, the world can't take it from me. Love, this love that I have, the world can't take it from me. Oh, this love that I have, the world can't take it from me. This love that I have, the world can't take it from me. Oh, the world can't take it, the world can't take it from me. Woo, here go the band now. Go give Fusion some. Going back in there now. Affirm this, y'all. This joy that I have, the world can't take it from me. Oh, this joy that I have, the world can't take it from me. The world can't take it from me. Oh, the world can't take it. The world can't take it from me. The world can't take it. The world can't take it from me. The world can't take it. The world can't take it from me. Oh, yeah, oh, yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Woo.
Marching in the light of God. We are 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 marching, marching, we are marching, marching, we are marching in the light of God. We are marching, marching, we are marching, marching, we are marching in the light of God.
All right, let's bless our children together. Children, you are loved, special, and important. God God shines through you. All right, and please be aware if you're interested in the steps we've been working on, there are copies of those at the door as you leave. So take hands and let's share together our prayer of protection. Together, the light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, and the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. And our peace song. You are the love and the light and the peace in the earth right now. So let it shine and have fun.
The world didn't give it to me, yeah. This joy that